What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Darkest Dungeon. We're probably like in the home stretch right now. I mentioned that in the previous episode. I think this is going to be the last batch that I record, just because we're getting back into like repetitive content, and I don't think one fat skeleton guy and a skeleton with a spear is quite enough to inspire me to continue putting like another 25 hours into the game. However, I am really excited to see where the game goes. I think there's like a minor adjustment period when you first start this game up where you're like frustrated and you bang your head against it for a while and you're just like, ugh! And then like after you pick up sort of, I guess, the rhythm of the game, you start to get a little bit better at it. You start to realize what upgrades are good, what upgrades are bad, and it is a learning process. Like along the way, that's I think the mark of a good roguelike game, is that you have to learn a little bit in order to make it a tiny bit further each time. Now, in this episode, the things that we need to accomplish first and foremost, let me go ahead and we're going to have to take care of the stress on a lot of our characters, but we have a lot of cash laying around right now too. And so my initial, the commander's orders, those might actually, the sacred scroll, stress resist, stress heal, death's door, -3 speed. I think that one's probably worth the amount of money you're going to drop on it. That one's a really in rank 1, so as long as he's in the front, he gets 3% crit, and then he gets stress resist, but he loses all of his, I don't think he has dodge to begin with, does he? Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he does. Oh no, he has a dodge at 25, dear God. Oh, that's because of his camo cloak. He has a camouflage cloak, really? When did we pick that up? That seems like an item that I could have better used on somebody else. Either way, I'm not gonna worry about it right now, I'm sure it's fine. Everything will work out in the end. I should also probably... Oh wow, we got a bunch of stuff that I should more than likely allocate. I really don't like her blasphemous vial. Isn't all blasphemy vile? I guess it depends on your standpoint. I guess it depends on who you are, huh? I guess it really sort of depends on your belief systems too. Anyways, the things we need to do. I need to assign all these guys to the asylum for a little while because everybody got a negative trait on the last mission after we finished. I realized after I did it that I didn't show you guys what it was. I think one person, Tardif, got stress resist, he got resilient, but everybody else got a really bad debuff. It wasn't that bad, I'm lying. I'm just adding extra reallys to make it more interesting. So let's see here. I need to... Well, I know Tardif hasn't been upgraded yet. So what I would suggest is maybe we go a little bit deeper with that right there. Does that actually make him heal himself for more? It does. It doth. I don't know if I want the accuracy buff or if I want the intimidate, knockback. I frankly really just don't know which abilities I like best. Revenge strikes me as an ability that has +5 to crit but -10 to accuracy, plus 40%. I wonder if that's a debuff or if that's just for the single strike. Somebody ought to fill me in on that one before I spend money on it. I'm sure everything will work out fine in the end. I'll probably upgrade that one a little bit too, because you never know when being able to throw out an extra 6 heal is going to be useful. And so there it is. Part of me wants to walk away from these orders and just not spend the money on them right now, because we don't have anybody leveled up to actually use them in the first place. And I think what we're going to want to spend our time on right now is probably going to be leveling up our B team. But anyways, we'll worry about that when we... Well, I guess we'll worry about that fire once it's all lit up. He's already taken care of, which is good. Just trying to make sure everybody has the abilities that they need in order to do their job properly, because I have been relying on them really heavily. So she doesn't. So let's bring Wicked Hack up a couple levels. There we go. We'll bring up Iron Swan a bit. Yop, what does that affect? Does it reduce the debuff that you get? It does not. However, how does it differ right here? Looks like something's different, but I can't tell what. The damage mod stays the same. Oh, you just get like a crit mod? And then the base chance to stun goes up. Okay. Well, I don't know. It doesn't strike me as an ability that like needs to be up. I guess if the enemies get further resistance to stun, you'll need the extra 35% on top of the 100 to get rid of their resist, but still, I don't know. I have a hard time spending money on stuff like that. I just don't see it as being incredibly fruitful right now. I don't like the breakthrough debuff, actually. Breakthrough got nerfed a little bit too hard for me, and I haven't been using it ever since. I might be a bad player. That is the possibility that we face here. Actually, Adrenaline Rush is pretty good. Give her Adrenaline Rush. There have been occasions where Adrenaline Rush has been really useful to me personally, so I think it might be worth looking at. We got people leveling up, though. We got people moving along, people getting their levels on. I think I'll probably go with Buron right now. Let's see if we can give him extra collect bounties. We'll go right there. We'll give him mark targets. Come Hither's pretty good, as is Finish Him. I don't know if I like Hook and Slice better. I'll probably go right there, and then I'll probably go... Do I want uppercut or do I want that one? I don't know. Hook and slice. Hook and slice is pretty good too. Yeah, since this one goes to all lines, I'll probably just take finish him. I mean, honestly, I don't really see a reason to take hook and slice over it. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be one. Nonetheless, there we go. We got Buron upgraded. Let's go ahead and assign people to get themselves cured up of their stress. I think Tardif can only drink, so we'll send him to the bar. I think Viewpoint, send him to get himself all nice and drunk up to. Everybody likes to drink in pairs. It's no fun going to a bar by yourself. You gotta have other people with you, otherwise it's just miserable. I won't put her in the gambling hall because she has trinkets right now. Instead, I'll probably put her in the transept, and that'll be okay. And who else has stress? I know there's somebody in here that I'm missing right now. There are other people with, like, higher stress, but I think they'll be okay. Did I give her thrown knife? I wanted to play around with thrown knife because you had all suggested that thrown knife was worth my time. We're a little low on cash right now, though. Maybe I'll come back in a second. We'll do it in just a minute. We do have enough, like, badges and crests and, I don't know, everything else to make things happen right now. I'm going to do a medium mission. We're going to jump into a 100% room battle mission. I think that's a pretty good... I think it's a pretty good test of our skills. I'm going to bring Dufay because I'm trying to level him up. Vare would be nice. What the hell is that? Revenge? I don't know if I want to bring her right now. She's a little bit stressed out. And I can't bring Maduid on this to offset it either. I wanted to bring Buron for sure. How is Turnbutt? What rank is all his stuff? We could bring both of them. I think they've both been, like, up inside. Yeah, I've been getting rid of as many of their negative traits as possible in between runs. We could bring both of them, and then we could just throw some random healer into the back, although... Actually, I may have to bring Michelle, because it looks like we don't have any Vestals that aren't leveled up enough. That's okay, though, because our B team is about to be converted up to the same level as our A team, so that'll work out in the end. Since it's a medium run, I'll probably just go with the same things that I always bring. Maybe go a little bit... we'll go right there. Maybe go a little bit light on torches this time. There it is, and we'll embark. Off we go to take a look around. Let me see here. Ooh, it's a straight shot, huh? It's a straight shot. I've never taken a straight shot. I've taken amorphous shots because they're almost always liquid. Actually, I may have taken... No, never mind. They would have to be in, like, bar form. You'd have to put them in bar form, like almost like a jello shot, I guess, in order to get that to work. But whatever. The pack has a map inside. You seem awfully excited about the fact that we got 0 treasure out of that. It had an exclamation point at the end, so I'm going to assume for just a time being that you were probably exclaiming in some respect. We've got 4 crests. Oh, good. Things that I don't really require or want, but we'll bring them along. There's still upgrades to be had, so I guess we could use them as our personal pennies, I suppose. I think that's how the game uses them anyways. I think the game uses crests as, like, pennies. If you've got other things that are hard to get your hands on, it's just like, just throw in, like, 25 crests, too. I'm sure it couldn't get any worse. Don't do that. I wanted to use a shovel on it. Oh, you dumb bastard. Oh, you're an idiot. So, did you pick up... Wow, he's got a lot of problems. I need to, like, maybe start thinking about focusing on his issues. He's got problems. Down in the dungeon, he's definitely picked up a few psychological malfunctions. Okay, so slimes. I think we'll probably just go with finish hims over here. I'd rather kill them before they start turning this into a compounding issue like we had in the previous dungeon. It's unfortunate when that happens, and it makes me want to cry. He rolled a 0 on his heal check. And there's the kill right there. I don't know if those actually drop loot. They may not. I was going to say, some fights drop loot, some fights don't, and then some fights seem to be on the fence about it. Those seem to be on the fence. Like, the more of them you kill, the more your chances of loot go up, but... Disable the mushrooms, the weaponized mushrooms that our enemies have placed before us. That's a very sort of, like, Batman villainish item. Like, weaponized. Please don't touch that. I would really love it if you would not. The troubling effigy. We don't actually have any holy water or anything right now, so I think I'm going to keep on trucking. Just stay in front of it and just don't even look. Don't even allow my curiosity to be sated. We've been attacked by dogs. Fun, 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 fun. Just like that walk home in the first grade. Attacked by dogs everywhere. Rabid Rush is also problematic because it can give you permanent diseases, which is special. It can be very upsetting when you pick up, like, syphilis, rabies, and, like, 5 other things all from one fight. It can become massively frustrating, but luckily that's not the case here, so just talking about it in case it does happen. I'm going to try and put some deeps on these guys. He's got Zealous Accusation, which seems to work out pretty well most of the time. I don't know if their dodge was lowered, but I feel like I'm hitting them more. Their crit seems to be a bit worse, though. Maybe we're just getting unlucky right now. Always a possibility. A 7 heal right there will take him back on up to full health. Rabid Rush to the middle back line. The left back line, if you will, although that's sort of offensive. That makes it sound like he got held back like in the 3rd grade. I had a friend that got held back in the 3rd grade. It seemed like an upsetting experience. Just like wouldn't let him graduate. I don't know if it's because he like couldn't read or what it was, but they held him back. Do they do that in other countries where you get held back? I don't know. Getting held back around here was actually fairly common because the teachers just don't give a damn, and so like if they didn't file their paperwork, you could end up getting held back. And it was just like, okay. Like, I don't know. The public school system, it's a magical, terrible place where nothing good ever happens. It's special. It's super special. The Bay Area public school system is a very, very ugly beast. There's a lot of lipstick on that pig. Let's see, an unlocked strongbox. Sure, I like contents. Yes, is there a table thereof that I might sort them a little bit better? No, there was not. Alright, well, I'll take a scouting check then. In lieu of that, that makes me pretty happy. I like scouting. Little bit of treasure. There we go. A little bit of treasure in my bag. Hey, there you go. Get rid of those. That seems like something the Scarecrow would use. Weaponized mushrooms that make you hallucinate, like freak out and be like, "Argh!" and have like terrible nightmares. I had zombie dreams last night. I don't know. It was weird. It's odd how frequently I have zombie dreams. Does anybody else have zombie dreams all the time? I have them all the time. I think it's just because I watched World War Z yesterday, though. That would be the logical explanation. But it happens regardless. Really, we scouted out the entire dungeon. I don't think that I have any... Oh, man. I don't think I have any bandages, which I think is what goes on him. You really need to stop touching stuff, man. I don't know, like, you're the kind of person that be burning your finger like 5-6 times on the oven door and just being like, why does it keep happening like that? The definition of insanity? Michelle. That's what it is. Apparently we use a shovel to chop down a giant tentacle bush. I don't know. I think we have to do 100% of fights here. I don't know. Let me look at my... Hold on. I'm going to go straight after her because she's more important for right now. She's more important to me. You're more important to me. Golden stack of light. Let's see here. We got... I'm going to heal him. They resist it a lot. Like, bleed resist is actually fairly high on a lot of the heroes. And so I don't tend to worry about bleed stacking up too badly. The only time that it becomes a concern is when you've already got a bleed on somebody, and that's when I'll consciously just be like, maybe I won't throw a heal out. They'll be fine. Those groping swipes look like a 4-year-old's hug. They're just like, it looks all clumsy. Just like, oh god, how do I hug? I forgot how. I'm gonna look really, really clumsy about this whole thing and make this whole situation awkward. I hate awkward hugs, where like when somebody you've only met like one time is like, we hug in this family. You're like, oh god, please no. I'm not a touchy-feely human being. I'm really not. Like, I'll go in and I'll do, like, the handshake to, like, the one-shoulder, like, man bump. We're like, But, like, once we start, like, holding on to each other, like we're floating in the water outside the Titanic, this family gathering took a weird turn. I'm not a hugger. I am not a hugger. Let's go ahead and stab that guy over there. It gets even more odd because there's an entire side of the family. Oh, man, you caught a bleed. That's okay, though. You just have to remember not to, like, heal too many times in a row once they already have the bleed on them. And luckily, they're throwing damage around to separate receptacles, I guess is the word that I'll use for right now. I'm like, wait, you refer to me as a receptacle? That's oddly impersonal. Like, it's not oddly impersonal. It's just that you all don't really mean that much to me because this game has taught me to be a sociopath and not care about any of you. Like, anytime I care about a character in this game, they die spectacularly. Ooh, this fight could be nasty, depending. Abyssal Artillery. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe Michelle will just be an utter man-beast right now and annihilate the enemy. I feel like his sideburns and his mustache grew a little bit when he landed that kill right there. Like, that was his celestial reward for doing something so awesome. His mustache was just like, eek, and it just, like, went out a little bit. You know the sound effect from Don't Starve? Like, on everything? It was like, like somebody just, like, messing around with a violin. It was like that. That was the sound effect that I would have assigned. Had I been the producer in charge of the cartoon, it would have been like, and it would have done just like an old school Bugs Bunny type sound. Really, you're bleeding too, huh? Lots of people bleeding here. You guys have thin skin. You gotta get on top of that. Ow! Been coated in spider spooge. I don't like this at all. Keep your spinnerets away from me. Keep your spinnerets away from me. No means no, spider. No means no.
That overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Treasure chest so we can get the booty.
I like that. I enjoyed that a lot. That one right there was actually pleasurable. Anytime I get to like invoke the name of Michael Jackson, it makes me happy. I was a big MJ fan. I was definitely a big MJ fan. Although I started to feel sorry for him near the end. Near the end it was more like a pity thing, but I still enjoyed the music.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright, a few more rabid wolves to be dealt with. I don't know what the point of that mark is. Although I would love the game to tell you what the order of turns is going to be. That would be super great. Because obviously it makes an internal calculation based on your speed, so... Just personally, it's something I'd like to see. Let's get up in here and deal some damage. What has the highest, like, accuracy modifier? Because I'd really prefer to not be dodged. I think these might have gotten nerfed. I don't know. I feel like I'm hitting them a lot more right now. These used to be a consistent enemy for me, like back when I would play the game a few weeks ago, where you'd miss like 7, 8 times in a row, like every single time. And so I think they may have, I think their dodge used to be like 25 or something. It may have gotten brought down a little bit to make them a little bit more hittable. Yeah, just heal yourself, whatever. I like how he makes the skull levitate, though, when he casts spells. That's pretty cool. If I could levitate skulls, I would be willing to bet that my curriculum vitae would probably be expanded in some positive sense. I don't know, levitating a skull when you go in for, like, the marketing meeting. You'd be like, "Look upon me, Trent, Lord of Marketing, and know that my witchcraft is pure." That's a pretty cool skull you're levitating right there, but dude, we work in marketing. We basically drink blood out of baby skulls all day, every day. You're gonna have to step your evil up if you want to compete with us. I'm like, oh. He's like, yeah, go watch Mad Men for a second. You have no idea the things we're capable here in this marketing department. It's bad.
Victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Those dogs need to get money. You need to get money, dog. You need to get your money right. Get your bread long. Please stop touching corpses. Keep your hands and feet inside the vessel. Oh my god. You've caught like 6 diseases while we've been in here. You realize that, right? Like, oh my god. Come on. Come on, Michelle. Come on. I should probably use a torch before we go in here. How's that sound? Yeah, I like that thing. Okay, so on this side, we're going to go straight for the back line and see if we can get rid of these ladies. Just cleave them in twain, if at all possible. Alright. Not what I would have hoped for, but it's enough to get rid of her, and then hopefully on our next bounty hunter's turn we'll be able to jump straight to the back line. We'll finish him and finish her off. Exactly. Exactly. And then we'll throw out an AoE right there. I always feel like the AoE does more damage than the normal smite. I know it's not the case, though. That's the thing, is deep down, when I analyze the situation, I know that smite does more single target damage, but for whatever reason, I always feel, oh man. See, that's the worst case scenario right there. That's where things are really sort of unfortunate with his heal. I wish that the bottom threshold went up slightly as it leveled up, but I get what they're trying to go for with the character, so I understand why it doesn't. But it would make me happy. There's a lot of things that would make me happy, to be honest. And not necessarily things like Bugattis either. I saw a Rolls Royce one time. When I was on the college campus, I'm pretty sure it was E40 or somebody. I don't know. It was like a 6'4", big, tall, like heavy-set black guy. And I'm pretty sure it was E40. I don't know how tall E40 is. I've only seen him on album covers. But I know he was performing at some point on campus. And I think he was there to check it out. He was driving a Rolls, though. It might not have been E40. But it looked kind of like him. He was wearing like the super like baby blue tracksuit and everything. I'm pretty sure it was him. Anyways, I'm bad at identifying people from behind. But yeah, after he left, I looked in his car. I felt like he wouldn't appreciate, whoever it was, wouldn't appreciate me like peering inside their Rolls Royce. And so I waited till he was like far away. And then I peered. Stop that! How have you made that check every single time? That's amazing. Like seriously, your ability to just like touch things is far and away just a major frustration to me. Like, your necrophilia is kind of becoming like one of those things. Here, let's kill you off real fast. But yeah, Rolls Royce is a pretty pimpin' car. I've never seen one before. Where I grew up, people didn't have like Rollses. Like, a nice car where I lived was like a Mustang. And then like anything beyond that was just like, oh my god, he's so rich. But yeah, it's just like...
This expedition at least promises
You gonna touch that one too? Oh my god, this guy. This guy... Well, at least this time he managed some like level of success at finding the meat on the bones, so that's good. There we go. We'll get everybody healed up a little bit so that when we camp on the next screen, we don't have quite as much to worry about. So I figure, should I camp right here? I don't know if I should. Let's just go straight in. Like, I don't actually think like we're depleted enough right now to have to worry about it. Since we only have 2 rooms left. Oh, look, he's not going to go after this. Oh, nope, halt. Oh, now he's got a disease. Everybody's got a disease. I told you to get the meat off the carcass, not like rub your face on it. Then again, people were not known for their hand-washing skills during this time period, so maybe that's our problem. Are we getting bonus? No. We're not getting any bonus loot right now. That's unfortunate, because I wanted at least like 1 or 2 rooms where we got bonus loot. I'm probably going to go straight for the back line and get rid of the abyssal artillery. I'm sorry, the the fungal artillery, because they can be a frustration if you let them stand for too long. They can really, they stand on all fours, but at the same time, if you let them stand for too long, they tend to find themselves elevated as a threat. They get too much blight stacked up on everybody, and then you're sitting there wondering like how you're going to solve this problem. Probably go for that right there. 13's a pretty good hit with that attack, and so there's mark prey. That's additionally a problem that I'd rather not deal with. I forgot that they could mark in the first place, so there it is. It's too late now, so we'll just have to focus on the task at hand and see if we can take care of things. Rapid rush to the back line. Michelle might catch a disease from that one. No, he caught a bleed. That's okay. A bleed's cool. I'm going to wait till his bleed falls off before I try and heal again. Actually, let's just do it. Oh, and you rolled a 0. Okay, so now he's bleeding for 2 every turn. This might get a little bit out of hand. We might have a problem right now. Oh, I didn't mean to mark him. I wanted to... noob attack. Okay, so that's fine. We'll finish it off right here. Bring it on home. There it is.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright, we're probably going to camp right now. Just to see if maybe we can fix some of these issues.
Firelight and uneasy companionship.
Why is our companionship uneasy? Do people not have social skills or something? When I'm around the campfire, I'm a joy to be around. We can reduce his stress by 25 with the Zealous Vigil or whatever. That's good. Unspeakable Commune. Dark Ritual. Encourage. I don't think I need to encourage anybody right now. However, some band-aids would be great. And he's still a little bit wounded. I guess I'll give... This is how we do it to him. We'll band-aid him real fast. That's going to leave us with... Of course I know what I'm doing. I'm a soldier. So what you're saying is that due to the fact that you're a soldier, you know how to properly treat and bandage like diseases and wounds? I think that may be on the doctor's end. Unless you're a combat medic and you didn't tell me. We really don't need like any of these buffs, so unfortunately I'm just going to throw them around a little bit. I should probably go to the survivalist and see if I can move some of this stuff around. We have enough for the Dark Ritual or the Unspeakable Commune, but it's not going to do anything for us. Just go with Stand Tall, whatever, it'll work. And so that'll make it so that he is feeling quite resilient in the moment and can no longer be broken. He can no longer be broken. He's like a jelly pen. Just like, I bet I could break a jelly pen, though. I used to go through a lot of pens. But you ever, like, when you were a kid, you wouldn't have school supplies, and so you would use the same pencil for, like, 8 months at a time, and eventually it would just be like a tiny little, like, 1-inch nubbin that you'd have to write would be messing your hand up with. That's what I remember the most about 2nd grade, is writing with a pen that was like 1 inch long. Oh, we used up all of our shovels. That's unfortunate. I wish we could get more treasure right now. That would make me pretty happy because our treasure supply is quite low. It is quite low. Why is our light radius so high? Wasn't it like down here before we camp? Does it reset when you camp? Maybe it doth. Oh, we got a dodge. We got ourselves a dodge. Luckily, my characters are able to attack from like anywhere in the line, so even if they rearrange us, I'm not super concerned about the long-term effects. I'm going to keep him AoEing up here so that maybe on the next turn... I don't know why you would ever use Hook and Slice instead of... I don't know, it confuses me why you would use Hook and Slice instead of using Finish Him. Because Finish Him just seems to be all around better, doesn't it? I don't know. It strikes me as being better. But then again, sometimes when things strike me, I'm so focused on the pain of having been stricken that I can no longer, you know, get things done properly. So maybe I'm wrong. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like one is far worse than the other. Let's just go for the kill back there. Her and her weird T-Rex arm. She's definitely got a T-Rex arm. Maybe that's why she became a cultist. She had a T-Rex arm and nobody understood her. Therefore, she sold out to the forces of darkness to be with other people who have similar... This guy's got a mushroom growing out of his neck. So honestly, like a T-Rex arm next to him really sort of looks kind of like a benefit. It doesn't even really look like a handicap anymore. 7 and 7 right there. Throw out a little bit of healing or a little bit of zeros. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't want to heal anyways. It's all good. Just get up in here. I think double bounty hunters is probably one of the most overpowered things ever. Like, double bounty hunters, aside from the fact that they have very, very little AoE, it doesn't matter, though, because they can focus fire, especially if they had both, like, marked.
Loot are often low on supplies.
Okay, so there it is. We can fight one more time and then go back through here. I guess there was a trap right there that we couldn't see. I don't know. I saw it on the map, but it wouldn't let it count. I'm going to get up in here and see if we can find... Grave digging is not the healthiest of professions. Yeah, it was worth a shot. Oh, he got a permanent one. Stomach cramps. That sucks. Let's get out of here. Just another thing that I got to heal in my free time. Just another thing I got to heal. Made about... Well, we'll have about 10 Gs when we get up out of here. It's not much, but it'll be enough to where we can accomplish something. We got some busts as well, which I think will be helpful. Stress was low enough to where we can assume that we'll probably get decent stats here. Yeah, so we got Stidiomania. Got Nymphomania, so he gets more stress healing from that. Okay, so we got Stout. That's good. That's good. Although when somebody describes me as stout, I don't know if I take that as like... I'd be like, hey, you making a fat joke right now? I don't know. Like, you could take that either way depending. Like, if it was the 1500s, it'd be like, ah, he's a stout lad. I'd be like, indeed, bring forth beer. And then, like, it would fit into the conversation. But otherwise, I don't trust it. Alright, well, Viewpoint apparently blacked out while drinking and lost his trinket. I thought you could only lose trinkets if you left him gambling, but I guess you can lose it just about anywhere. It's okay, it was only like a white trinket anyways, it wasn't like a super useful one, so I'm not really going to concern myself with weeping and gnashing of teeth over it, but at the same time, is my roster fully expanded? I don't know what I want to spend my next crop of like deeds on, because I know there's things that I need to be... we need portraits for over here, which means that we probably need deeds for this, right? 26 deeds to go to weaponsmithing 4, which I think is a good call. I think it's a really good call, in fact. Michelle, unfortunately, he didn't level up, which disappoints me. It disappoints me very, very much that he didn't level up. Which of you is the best? Well, that question is sort of subjective. It really depends what you want out of your personal healing solution. Not natural healing solution. He's not a druid. None of that hippy-dippy druid stuff up in here. Anyways, we should probably get to work like... I don't know, I'll do it in the next episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcast for the final stretch of Darkest Dungeon. I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, hi do from me to you.